Thanks for coming back and watching another video. I'm here again with Gavin from Vanlab here in Durango. We shot 2 other videos together about a year ago, and people loved the video of your Quigley 4x4 Cavalry Blue E350, and it's right there. But today we're here with this Transit, which you hit me up about because it's a unique build that's wheelchair accessible. In what state of build did this van come to you, and how'd you get connected with this customer?
This van, it already had the hand controls and the swivel base for the wheelchair transfer, and then it had a different lift mechanism to get in and out of the side door. You've probably seen them, like the big platform, right? And those just take up a ton of space. And so we pulled that one out and then installed this gantry style lift. This customer came to us through another person that lives locally here. This gal lives in Seattle. This guy, Kirk Williams, who is kind of well known around the overlanding area.
Oh, he's Impact Overland?
Yep. Yeah. He's also in a wheelchair. He lives here in Durango.
Okay.
He reached out and kind of came and checked out our builds. He acted as a consultant for this project, right? So since she lives in the Pacific Northwest, it made sense for him to kind of be our local contact for everything. And we really modeled this van off of his van, and really took all of the things that he was very, very knowledgeable about, we need this at this height, and we need to be careful of using this kind of latch or this kind of light, all of those different things that go into building a van that's wheelchair accessible as well as functional in that way, because everything matters, right? The awning is a self-support awning that is all motorized, right? So she doesn't have to put up poles or anything like that. She can hit a button. Yep. And that thing will extend, and then if it gets too windy, it's got a wind sense feature, so it'll rock and then it'll automatically retract. So there's a lot of really cool features like that, even just down to this, right? A water bottle fill, so that she doesn't have to get into the van to get to a sink or get to water, right? Yeah. We did an aluminous roof rack to carry the awning and the solar panels.
Yeah.
And then there's a MaxxAir fan and a Dometic AC unit.
You put Falcon Wild Peaks on it?
Yep, Falcon Wild Peaks. This has the Van Compass Topo 2.0 lift kit.
Okay.
On it, and then
is that 2 inches? Or?
Yeah, it's a 2-inch lift kit.
Right.
And then with the increased tire size, you get about 3 inches of lift, and then agile off-road shocks in the back.
And we were just inside checking out your new lift.
Yeah.
Did you do this van on that?
No, this was actually this predated our lift.
Here you were talking about the awning. Could we?
Yeah. So it's got a cool little light, right? Up there, and then it also goes off of a Bluetooth app on your phone.
Oh, cool.
But basically you just turn it on and hit that extend button and it'll kind of work its way out.
So like you said, no poles, so nothing's gonna come. This is just
okay. Yeah, so it's similar to a Fiamma awning, but without any poles, and then it's a 10-foot length, so it makes sense in length for a van, right? But then it's fully self-supporting, so it doesn't need any other support other than that.
Huh. And what were you saying about wind? You said something.
So if this thing starts rocking and gets windy, it'll just go back in, which is pretty sweet, right?
Cool.
If anybody's ever had an awning and they've had it set up in the desert, and then you go for a bike ride and the wind kicks up and you're like, yeah. The door is an automatic door, but it's not a factory. It's not a factory Ford door.
But it does run off the key
but
fob.
It does run off the key fob. Another thing that was a big recommendation from Kirk was we've got an amp research step.
Oh, wow.
And it's on the OBD2 port, so it would function automatically, but we wanted it on an override switch because the purpose of this, obviously she's in a wheelchair, she's going to use this lift. But the thing is that this step is really, really tall. And if she were to ever come out of her chair for one reason or another, this is like too tall for her to like be able to pull herself up in and like get into the driver's seat and like be able to like get away from whatever situation that she's in, right? So with the amp research step, she can reach up, she can hit that button, and that's low enough that she could like pull herself up into the van.
So anything else I'm missing, like this, are these aftermarket windows? They must be, right?
Yeah, so these are all aftermarket windows. Pacific Northwest, we did awning windows for everything so that she can have them open when it's raining outside.
As opposed to sliding.
Yep.
So like this, obviously.
Yeah, just because if it's raining.
How does this gantry arm work?
So we kind of just got it like tucked in. We put in this little magnet to keep stuff from flopping around. But the gantry, so in normal operation, right? So there's these 4 straps that then just like carabine her on to a little loop on her chair.
Okay.
So that just like clips on like that. And then she's got a hand control that just gantries out. And then you press a button. And
it takes you in your chair up like that?
Yep. Yeah. Her body doesn't regulate temperature very well. Having a way to cool the van down with AC, and more importantly, how to keep the van warm was like a pretty big importance. So we've got a pretty big electrical system in there.
So you can sort of see the beginnings of that Illuminous roof rack.
Yep.
And then is this from Illuminous also?
This is Illuminous spare tire carrier. We wanted to be able to carry a full-size spare and keep it accessible. So we did Illuminous spare tire carrier, and then in the location where the spare tire was, we've got an ARB air compressor.
Underneath?
Yep, underneath. As Kirk says, if your life is on inflated tires, then you should probably have a way to inflate those tires. Not just the van, but like your
Those are tubes.
like your chair or your bike or anything like that. Like they're all going to be on an inflatable tire. So having a way to deal with that is important. So we reutilize that space. So there's like a little 5-gallon tank underneath there, and then the ARB twin air compressor. All that stuff is in here. The controls are all here. So that's compressor switch. This is your compressor fitting. Got a couple of different lights like up here. This is all water tank. Water tank and heater land inside this cabinet. And then this is all our electrical system. We've got like a rear spray port. This van does have hot water, so it's got a hot water valve right here. This is a gravity fill, and then we've got a pressure fill on the outside of the van to fill that water tank. Pull out tray here, and then a little like pull out surface, just so that she can like pull stuff out, get it ready, work on it. Like if you're in a chair, right, like you're transferring things like to your lap, like where you need like a work surface that you can like put stuff on and put it together, and then go about your day, right? So having like little stuff like this was kind of paramount to making everything work.
Right. So you said you were working with Kirk, and you also had her down at the shop. Are you taking like elbow height measurements?
Oh yeah. Like
the chair?
Each one of these cabinets was like laid out in a way so that her knees can like skate underneath like little pull-out trays like this. We made a custom-made sink that breaks like at a specific angle so that like when she's in her chair she can like swivel up underneath it. So there was a lot of different little things like that.
This is like hex ply, right?
Yep.
Baltic birch.
Yep.
That has this smooth on one side and then sort of grippy hexagonal.
Yeah. If you have like a Ram ProMaster van, this is like what the floor is made out of. So we make all our rear cabinets out of that, and then they're 16 gauge steel framed cabinet, and then we panelize it with this.
Right.
And the reason that we do that is so that we can pull these bolts that you see here And then we can actually like remove a whole panel from the cabinet. So like if you ever need to like do work on your water tank or do work on your electrical system, you're not working through a tiny little door like this.
Yeah.
You can like remove that whole panel.
So there's just a hole in the steel and then a nut on the other side?
There's rib nuts through all that stuff.
Oh, rib nuts.
Yep. Whole center of the bed is all removable. Again, largely just so that you can get access to everything.
Yeah.
And then it's all free, self-supporting, right? So that you can stuff all this gear underneath.
Cool. That's the Dometic.
Yeah,
That's a heater and AC, or
that's just an AC.
AC unit.
Yep. Sarah fans up front.
Got it.
And then we've got like different like indirect lighting. These kind of light balances above the bed on both sides. You can see like a fan up there, and then we did these like window curtains that just kind of button up to the side and then pull out.
Yeah. Remind me that this material, what is this?
This is Pfeiffer Tex.
Right.
So it's a PVC woven material.
That's cool.
Same stuff they make like river gear, drop bags, that kind of stuff out of.
Sure.
And sling chairs, like outdoor furniture. Comes in all these different colors. And it's really, really nice because it doesn't stain.
Cabinet material, we'll see more inside, but is this the plywood? It's laminated ply or laminated bamboo?
Yep. Yeah, so we use like a 3-layer laminate for both our 1/2 inch and our 3/4 inch. We use a 1/2 inch material for all like the cabinet carcasses, and then a 3/4 for all the faces of everything, just to keep everything light.
Sure. I'd love to go inside and check out the hand controls and stuff.
Yeah.
And your kitchen setup.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We did upper cabinets through the whole van, doorless cabinets with bungees back here, and then all these ones have lift-up lids, just to keep stuff tidy. And then lots of like little spaces for things and stuff. This van is cabinet heavy, so there's lots and lots of storage like through this whole thing. And then over here we've got like heater controls, AC. This is kind of all of the water system stuff. There's a pump switch over there. Did this nice pull down faucet. And then we custom made this sink because nothing was available on the market to actually do what we needed it to do, right? So we needed it to have this like very specific 5-inch height and then drain back to the back of the back corner. So it all kind of slopes into one corner of the sink. And again, like that was all very specific to like what her knee height was in order for everything to clear and still have, a 5-inch deep sink. And then, this was one of those things that again, Kirk was super helpful with. We've got all these different pull-out surfaces so that, when she goes to open her fridge, she can like pull this out, set stuff on top of it, close the fridge, go about her business. We had like very specific distances for like what all these aisleways were so that she can actually like maneuver her chair inside of here. And even little things like this, like these cabinets have like these low faces on them. They don't have like a full cabinet face. And the reason for that is that like when she's transferring, she has somewhere for her like feet and knees to go. Like as she's like getting in and out of her chair and into this bed, she like has somewhere to like stick, like her feet can like go into this sort of little space here. Little like laptop tray. So much cabinetry that there's not a lot of counter space. So like little things like this where she could like store her laptop, pull it out, have somewhere to work. There's an outlet right there, USB 12 volt. All of her inverter controls and power system and all that stuff is in this zone here.
You mentioned the latches were a consideration. Those are those sort of marine style.
Yeah, these are these like marine style like push button latch. Like you push it, it latches. This thing can't open.
Yeah.
Push it open, and then she can grab it and pull it open. We usually use a different style of latch that's like more of a slam latch, but you kind of have to like hook your finger in there and like pull that thing out. The nice thing about those latches is that they latch every time, right? Like when that door closes, like that door is latched. But the thing is that these, like, you know, she can get her fingers around this, and like she can like hit it with the palm of her hand, and like that thing can pop up. So that kind of stuff was important. Even like these dimmer switches, like some dimmer switches are like a twist to turn on and off and dim, whereas these ones are like a push button, so you can like push it to turn it off.
Yeah, there's normally that initial resistance.
Exactly.
For an on-off.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this like was a consideration, and again, like we just had her out to the shop, like, okay, this is like, does this one work? You know,
You
like
make that little panel, or
yeah. These are called pen Alcom plates. They're like for like people that build computers and like towers and stuff, and then we just engrave it on our CNC.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I like that.
It's a cool little touch for like little labels and stuff.
So Dometic fridge and
Yep.
freezer, or how does?
Yeah, it's got like a little itty bitty freezer. Yeah.
Yeah.
All of these cabinet fronts were all cut out of one sheet of material, right? So that your grain match is perfect from one piece to the next piece to the next piece. That was just one of those things that we nitpick, but it's just a cool look for everything, you know.
Definitely.
Where like as you look through this whole thing, like all of these cabinet faces all are grain matched.
And then I imagine these are concrete poured.
Yep. These are our concrete countertops. We cast them at a 3/4 inch thickness, so they're actually really light. And then we can do all sorts of different colors. She really wanted glass in them, so
Yeah, that's cool. How does that work?
we just seed glass into our material, into our form. Yeah, like you can order all sorts of like different colors of glass. You can get glow in the dark rocks, little pieces of like onyx and different gems and rocks and minerals and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. When these come out of the mold, you like don't even see this glass. It's like it's all covered with this thin cream layer.
But you sand it.
And then we polish it. Polish it all with a wet diamond polisher.
Oh.
And
Cool.
and that it like exposes all that sand and exposes all that glass. So
That's
like a fun process too, because we have all these like different samples of glass and stuff, and it's like they get to like come and check it out and like put these different pieces of glass like on a little tile, like a white sample tile, and like be like, yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I want these 3 colors of glass like through my countertop.
Because this was sort of behind the camera before induction. Should I just pull on it?
Yeah. So that thing like flips up and down.
And then it's self-lock? Oh, yeah.
Yep, self-locks. And
so
then
induction cooktop.
Yep, induction cooktop. She's got like a little light vanity mirror up there. She's got like that little air mover fan. It wanted to flip up and down just so that it's not in the way when she's like getting in and out of her seat, right?
Yeah. This is you guys too, right?
Yeah, this is like a head shelf. And then you can see these little hooks. This is for the shower curtain for the shower pan that's at my feet here. As far as like factory accessories from Ford, this one's pretty light on all that stuff. So we did a new stereo, new backup camera. We did a remote start, and what else did we do? Cruise control.
Yeah, so new seats.
Yep.
For the sake of having electronic controls
Yep.
versus mechanical.
She really wanted leather seats, and she really wanted like the 10-way adjustable seats. So we were able to make it work, and then
aftermarket swivels. Or
this one has an aftermarket swivel.
Okay.
And then that one has like the transfer seat base, like the wheelchair accessible transfer seat base.
Yeah.
So this thing has like this whole steel plate thing that swivels you around how you are now, and it like raises and lowers and does all sorts of stuff.
So you can't see this right now, but I'm looking at the aftermarket controls here for these are for this seat.
Yep.
And I can run them right now.
Yeah.
Can I just like?
Yeah.
Okay.
That just means that it's all the way in whatever position it was.
Both ways, okay. That was down. That's up. And this is all just for ease of ingress and egress. From the chair
getting in and out of your chair, and like getting yourself like comfortable with the steering wheel and all that kind of stuff.
That's pretty fast.
Because everything's on hand controls, right?
Yeah.
So, and you can, that doesn't mean that like none of the, you could take all those hand controls and all that stuff off and drive it with feet, right? Like you can drive it with feet right now.
Yeah.
It just has the option to have all those hand controls.
Yeah. And we can go for a little drive around, because I really want to show people the hand controls.
That's for sure.
What is this mount for? Is
this is the like the steering wheel.
Oh.
So that thing like slides into that like that, so that she can drive it with one hand.
Oh, so that's
and then you know, like it's on the steering. It's like one of those little like
I know, so I was
like little hot rod ball things, but it's like nicer, right?
Are we missing anything before we went for a drive there? I mean, this is aftermarket speakers.
Yeah, we did aftermarket speakers. Everything's wired so that we can turn the radio on and off without turning the van on, which is kind of a nice feature. Just from them moving the batteries from the driver's seat to the passenger seat, like.
Ground squirrel.
There's just a lot.
I can't help myself.
Yeah.
That might not be the same like people watching my videos who also care about ground squirrels. Like,
I'll show you the petrified one in the Airstream later.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Back frame. Oh, I see.
You see it?
What?
Dude, right? It's like,
oh my gosh, that's amazing.
it's petrified. Right? My dog found it. It was great. And we couldn't throw it away because it was too cool.
Nice. All right, let's go for a little drive.
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like key and all that stuff is normal. We did add like a cruise control, which is over here. Remote start.
Okay.
And then this is like how that like you push that thing down to do the brake. And then let's see. That's gas. That's brake. It's kind of weird doing that, right?
So obviously in automatic you have like a creep to the to the first gear. So throttle and brake are the same thing. I mean, like it's all off the one.
It's all off the one lever.
Right.
Right. So like down.
Down for throttle.
That's gas, and then that's brake.
Push in for brake.
Yep.
Huh.
I mean, definitely takes some getting used to, right? But I mean, you can do it. It's not like that crazy.
No, I mean, yeah, you would hope it would be sort of simple.
It's just not that intuitive if you're not like, if you're used to driving with your feet.
Yeah. Pull up.
Push
down.
Push down.
And then you let off the brake.
Yep.
We're on a hill, that's why I didn't do it. Boom.
There you go.
Wow.
Hand control driving.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have your seatbelt on. Yeesh. Going above 10. No seatbelt. What are you thinking?
I didn't even really mean to accelerate there, to be honest.
It's touchier than you think it would be.
Yeah. Mentally, it makes me want this to be different too.
Yeah.
But it's the same.
You can keep going down the road.
Makes me feel like I should do this with my feet or something.
Like be steering with your feet?
Right, yeah. So that is a wrap on the wheelchair accessible van. Thanks Gavin for reaching out and doing another video. Thank you guys for watching. Check out vanlabdurango.com is the website here in Durango, Colorado. And that's it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks guys.